And if you have some words that are meaningful to you, a prayer, mantra, affirmation, just repeat those a couple times to bless your practice. And before we open our eyes to start doing some posture work, let's talk about being outside. So what's really cool about being outside is that all of the stuff that's happening around us, the noises, the people, the breeze, the bugs, those all can either be distractions that take you away from focusing on your body, or they can coexist with us at the same time. So we can let all that stuff happen at the same time that we focus on ourselves. So just make that agreement with yourself that no matter what's happening around us, it's not going to take away from our experience. It's actually going to make our experience even better. And as you're ready, we'll start to slowly open the eyes. And we can extend one leg away. It can be straight out in front of you, or it can be over to the side if you want to turn a little sideways. If anyone's on Facebook, hi, we're at Turkey Lake today. Glad that you're joining us. And we're focusing on the back and the neck and getting some good total body work. And I'm here with a couple of friends. So we're all enjoying this wonderful time. Let's reach one arm up, inhale, and exhale, bring it all the way over. See if you can turn that foot up if available, and you can hold the leg, and then just rotate to look underneath that top underarm, and stretch through your ribs. Start to slowly come out, and we'll turn toward the leg now, and start to travel down your leg. Then as you come down, drop those shoulders, relax those shoulders, nice, tuck the chin in, and we'll do a little neck work, just looking slowly left and right, but stopping in the middle. Pause, and then the other side. The head is a balancing act, so the muscles of the neck are constantly working to hold that head up, and we're just giving it a little break right now. And landing in the middle with your head next time, let's talk about our foot. So your ankle can do circles, both directions, and then point and flex. Point and flex. Relax your shoulders if you can. And then the one action that the ankle can do and really needs to do, but we never do, is in and out. So if you turn it in, like you're going to twist your ankle, but you don't, and then out, if you can, towards the little toe as well, so side to side. And this gives those tendons around the ankle a chance to stretch in a way that's safe and helpful and not harmful, like if we were standing up and doing this. Then let's draw that leg in, and we'll move around so that we can extend that other leg away. So let's inhale, reach up big and tall. Exhale, side, lateral, lean. Look up underneath your top underarm. Open those ribs on this side. Beautiful. Big breath in. Now tell your body to relax and exhale so you can go a little bit further. Then we'll inhale to come up. Turn towards that leg. See if you can flex the foot as you exhale, travel down the leg. And we're not trying to get to our foot, we're just feeling the back of the leg start to stretch. The shoulders rounding down and forward. Now I'm a big fan of fidgeting and wiggling. If you think about it, if you were to stand at attention, like a military inspection, it would take us so much energy it would drain you. So the body doesn't like to freeze. It likes to move and play and dance and explore. So I really encourage you today to look for where is that body saying, hey, come on, wake me up? And then move the ankle in all those directions again as well. So don't feel like you ever have to like get in a pose and stay there. Do we have anybody? Can you see? Oh, cool. Hi, Facebook. We're at Turkey Lake. Slowly come up and bring those feet in towards each other again. Pick up one leg, if available, and rock it a little left and right. And you might want to hold above the ankle, like here, and the other hand at the knee. Perfect. And we'll make some circles here with the hip. Great. And we're not trying to do our biggest hamstring stretch, just a little, hello. Hello, you can hold down here. Remember, you have permission to always do anything that your body's telling you to do. Any promptings. Usually our mind is always saying, no, I'm not going to do that. But in yoga, we want to listen to that body. Okay, then when you lay that leg down, we're going to pull the toes back one at a time. I always talk about loving your feet. We usually are told that our feet are dirty or yucky or don't touch the feet, but I don't believe that. I believe the feet are just as beautiful as the rest of the body. They just don't get any love or respect or attention. So pull those toes back one at a time. This is good for the tendons in your toes. And then spin your toes. So we're not trying to pop them, we're just letting them move left and right. Hello, joints. Hello, joints. You don't get any attention. Here's some, I love your foot. Thanks for carrying me around this planet. And then if you use your opposite hand thumb mound at the heel, you can slide down your arch. And if you find a sore spot, just like any other muscle, stop and push on the sore spot. A couple times. Giving that foot some love. And then when you're ready, we'll pick up that other leg. And if it's hard to stay on that block, you can come off that block. Beautiful. A couple circles here. And then it wants to play, kick a ball, kick some butt. Ooh, that one's tight. And then when you sit it down, here's our toes. Think about it, our fingers are the same, always curled up. Never get a stretch. Look, we're in Jurassic Park with all the sounds around us. And then little spins. Okay, then we'll swing our legs around and get both of them out in front of us. And slide those legs out as far as they'll go. And just move them back and forth. We want to feel how are they moving in the hips here. And then we'll walk in place a couple times. And see if we can move this back a little bit here one at a time. And we'll inhale, reach up tall. Exhale, forget about your feet, reach way out for the lake, past me. Inhale, reaching up tall, flex your feet. Push through your heels as you reach past. It's very uncomfortable, I know. One more time. And now reach as far past your feet as you can, like you're giving a present. And then softly round down. Drop your head. Tuck your chin in and round the shoulders. Now you can do a couple things here. Usually everyone's pulling and trying to stretch those hamstrings. really hard. But you could also, like I said, fidget, wiggle, move, explore. Where's a tight spot? Most of our body's energy is spent trying to avoid the achy parts. But in yoga, I want you to move into the achy parts. Hello, achy part. Hello. There's my low back. Oh, but you can also stay still if that's going to work best for you. We'll just soften everything up in the legs. And we had already turned our head left and right. Now we're just going to nod our head yes and no. Okay, let's slowly swing our legs around behind us, and we'll come into all fours, tabletop pose. And this is just, you're not on camera though, just FYI. So we'll look up, raise the head and tailbone, ripple down your spine. So don't think about bending like a piece of metal, but think about rolling like a seaweed or a wave. Real slow. Try to feel each vertebra from your low back as you inhale. Look up and press your breastbone forward. Open the front of the throat. Then exhale, slow roll. Take your time. A few more breaths. Feel that breath guiding you. Nice slow motion. Good. And we'll get ready for child's pose now. So we'll take those knees as wide apart as they'll go. And before child's, we'll come into puppy dog. So we'll bend the elbows and just lower the chest towards the floor, looking forward. Look forward and feel this stretch in the front of the throat. Now, if you're really flexible, you can get down here, if that resonates with you. Then start to release and walk your hands back a little, push back, sit back. You can sit on a block, or you can sit on your heels. And then bring your forehead to the ground if you can. If not, we can put that block under your forehead. And while you're there, shrug your shoulders, make some circles with your shoulders. Now the next posture is thread the needle. There's two ways to do it. You could be right like you are now and just slip one arm under the other like this from child's pose. Or you can come up to table. Some people like to be up higher like we were in puppy dog. I like child's myself. Good. Now turn your head to look towards your hand and push your ear gently towards the mat, and this will give you a neck stretch as well. Now see if the arm in front of you can go straight, and you can push the palm if you want to. Just if you want to straighten this arm. Yeah, and then push with that arm. Yeah, push on your neck with that arm. That might change the intensity a little. As you relax, see if you can roll a little bit over towards that shoulder on the bottom. As if you're going to fall over on that side. Yeah. And now find a little movement. So here in Thread the Needle, you can move your head, exploring your neck. Your shoulder can make little micro movements. Your hips in this position can sway a little side to side. One more big breath here. And tell your body thank you for relaxing. Now let's pull ourselves up slowly with that arm out in front of us and push to come up to tabletop again. The arm that was under you will make some big circles here. 1, 2, 3. The one that was under you, yeah. And then switch sides. 3, 2, 1. And this I call jellyfish hand. So just big, yeah, beautiful. And maybe a shaken. And then here we go. We'll get into thread the needle on the other side. So maybe take those legs wide again for child. Other arm goes underneath now. Opposite arm stays out in front and pushes, so it's a tool. And look towards your hand, if available, ear on the mat. And just notice when the shoulder starts to creep up near your ear. So avoid letting that shoulder move up. The arm under you, palm up towards the ceiling, changes the dynamic in the shoulder. I always say get into the pose and take 3 deep breaths and relax, and then do that exploring and fidgeting under again. So as you get ready to start to come out, see what you want to move around. Head, neck, shoulder, fingers, hips, whatever it might be. And whenever you do exit the pose, take your time, pull yourself up to table and move that arm that was underneath you around in those big circles. And jellyfish hand. Good for our fingers and joints and connective tissue. And then we'll slowly come back to that child's pose again, if your knees are okay with that. And we'll walk the hands over to one side. Bring the opposite hand on top, interlace, so interlace other hand on top. Yeah, there you go. And then pull as you start to sit back on that hand as if the bottom hand was super glued and you're trying to peel it off. And feel the stretch down your ribs, your lat, the big back muscles. So pull with the top hand, actively stretch down your side body. And we'll start to come through the middle. Take your time. And over to the other side. Interlace top hand on top and pull as you pull. I needed that on that side. Start to come up. I was so totally checked out. And we'll find our first down dog. So we'll tuck our toes, lift our hips, and push back. And since it's our first one, just walk in place. Left, right, left. Try to send all the work into your hips, knees, ankles, and toes. So your arms aren't really having to do too much. Keep your elbows micro bent. And find some mobility in your upper body too, swaying side to side like we were in a hammock. Maybe looking under one underarm, then the other underarm. Now we're going to do kind of what we did with our hands with our feet. So we'll walk both feet over to one side, gently, be careful. So both feet are on one side, and then as if you were going to fall over, you just start to slowly lower your hips towards the floor. It's not a big thing, it's a little thing. And you can also do this down here like this, if that takes better for you. Then coming up, walk your feet over to the other side. Slowly lean towards the other hip. Feel that unique stretch. You get down the side of the hip and down the side of the leg. And then let's come back to the middle, and we'll start to walk our hands to meet our feet somewhere. It doesn't matter where they meet. We don't have to be at the front of the mat. And as you start to walk up towards your hands, then you might want to shake off. Shake, shake, shake. Ragdoll. So most of us adults, we don't ever throw a little hissy fit in. A little fit. Bend your knees, shake your arms, shake your head, shake your neck, shake, shake, shake. This is a neurological release called somatic stress release. Shake, 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 shake. Let yourself be a little kid, be silly. We're in the park, we're playing. And then start to very slowly come up your spine. I walk my hands up my legs the first time I come up, but you don't have to. And as you come up, press into the ground and allow the hands start to float up. Then palms face each other at the top. Whenever you get there, no hurry, keep your shoulders relaxed and look up through those hands. And I call this the good news pose, because whenever we get good news, we throw our arms up in the air and we say, yes! So feel that feeling of joy in you right now. You've got things to be joyful about. So feel that joy, send it out through your fingers. Then the yoga high five, bringing your hands together, and namaste to the heart. Just close your eyes, or if you're a little dizzy from that, just keep your eyelids a little open. And take 3 breaths and just feel your body right now, where it is, how it's showing up. Myself included, oftentimes our mind and our body only focuses on those achy, sore parts. And we forget that there's 90% of our body that's not achy and sore. So right now, acknowledge all of the good, healthy, non-achy, sore parts of your body. And as we open the eyes, we'll interlace those fingers behind our back and push those hands down to the ground as we roll the shoulders back and look up. Stretch through the heart. Now I call this superhero pose. Push into your feet and extend up like you're going to take off from the earth as you look up, like Rocket Man getting ready to shoot up into the sky. Now as you bring your chin in, keep your shoulders back. Chin drops to the chest. Shoulders still pushing back. Big stretch. Back of the neck and shoulders. You feel that? Little left, little right here. See if you can straighten your legs. Stand up straight, yeah. Little left, little right with the head. Great stretch for the back of the neck. Now we're still working on the upper body so we can bend those knees as we come forward. Lift the hands up over your head, drop the head towards the ground, but keep the shoulders moving away from your neck. Yeah. And with the knees soft, knees bent if you can, core engaged, support the back, move your head left and right, and I also like to move my shoulders a little side to side even though it's really tight up there. And whenever we land back in the middle, bend your elbows and straighten the arms a couple of times. And it's okay if they're going numb, as long as there's no pain. Then allow them to separate whenever you'd like and float back down by your feet. And once you get down there, shake off. If you're feeling your back, keep your knees bent, hold your elbows, and sway with bent elbows if your back's achy. If not, just finger paint. And we'll take our time to rise. Let your arms float away from your side. Yeah, grab some water, it's getting warm. And then when you want, interlace those fingers overhead. push the hands away and look up again. As you look straight ahead, allow those interlaced hands to come to the crown of your head. And drop the chin into the chest without rounding forward. Push the head up against the hands. So the hands aren't pulling on the head, we're pushing the head up. So look down and push the head up into the hands. The only part rounding forward is your cervical spine. Good. Start to release. Inhale, slowly come up. Push those hands up as you look up. And on the exhale, we'll bring the hands underneath our chin like a shelf. Look up and push the chin against the hands. Then slowly allow the elbows to start to come together. But we're pushing the chin on the hands as we look up. And as the elbows get closer, you feel that stretch across your scapula, your shoulder blades moving away from each other. Then let's inhale to release slowly. We're working on the neck, so we don't want to go fast. Push those hands back up. Big breath into the belly. And as you exhale, bring the hands now over to one ear. Drop the opposite ear to the shoulder, and then push your head up into the hands. Oh! The neck is like, thank you. Take your time very slowly to come out. Reset in the middle. Woo. And over to that other ear. Press lightly up against the hands. If you do these at home, I usually hold them about 3 breaths. Take your time to come out, reset center. Allow the hands to start to gently float. Now, as we go down, let's do jazz hands. Come all the way forward if available. Now, you have your block, so you might want to grab your block for this next one, or you might want to have something to hold on to. Hey, I'll use my Yeti. And safety first, as always. So you might want to stand it up on its long end to start out with. There you go. And we'll cross one ankle behind the other. Doesn't matter which one. Then lean toward the hip that went behind like this. Towards the hip that's in the back. So you'll be leaning to your left. Yeah, safety first, yeah. And some of these are subtle, so they're not great big wow factor stretches. Now, if available, it's very hard. This one's hard. Try to straighten your legs. Holy cow. And you should feel parts that you don't normally feel. And then slowly release. And if you have any questions or need anything, let me know, because it might help everybody that's watching too as well. And release that. And then in the middle, just do a little reset. Other ankle goes behind. And good. And then lean towards the hip of the leg in the back. Yeah. This one makes me want to say bad words. Are you all feeling it?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Where are you supposed to feel it?
All down here.
Hip.
Your
Right. That you're leaning into.
Yeah, your IT band, your outer hip, and the low back maybe. But if you're not tight in those areas, you won't feel it. And then we'll release. Separate your feet hips distance apart. Bend the knees and inhale, start to slowly come up. We'll bring the hands back to the heart, close the eyes. Regulate your breathing. And take a moment and feel your experience. Notice all the sensations in your body. take a moment and listen. Is your body trying to tell you something? Is it trying to give you a message? And what might that be? Your hands can come down at your side. And try to have a convo with your body for a few more breaths. And as we're ready, we'll open those eyes. And let's step our feet a little closer together. We'll interlace the fingers into what's called temple grip. So we'll have all the fingers except for the pointy ones. There you go. Reach up nice and tall. Press your hips slightly forward. Lift up through your rib cage. You can keep your heels down. Lift up from here if you can. And exhale to one side. Good. Lift up underneath that top underarm. And pull with the bottom arm. See if this arm here can pull a little more. Pull like this. Yeah, pull yourself over. That's it. Slow, steady breath. Inhaling back to center. Do a little reset. And exhale up and over to the other side. And the bottom arm's pulling. That's why we have these fingers here. Pull. It's not comfortable. And we're unlocking tension in those ribs. Inhale back up to center. A little reset. And we'll come into our first really big back bend. So we want to push our hips slightly forward, weight in the ball of the foot, and then lift up from the front if you can as you look back. You getting too hot? You want to go in the shape then? I love your mat. I just read it.
Yeah.
Be crazy, be loud. I love it. Be adorable.
Yeah, I thought it was cute.
Yeah. Be yourself. All right, let's shake those arms off. We'll move one arm around in some big circles here. 1, 2, 3. Other way. Opposite arm. And we'll come into a chair. So we'll reach the arms forward, feet slightly separated, and we'll begin to sit back into the hips. So remember, a chair's back there. A chair is back here. Yeah. And then lean back a little bit. Okay, have a seat. Keep your eyes open. Sip some water. And feel that stretch inside your hip if you can. And then we'll straighten those legs, shake them off. Let's inhale, reach up tall. And exhale, slowly come down. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Pressing lightly on the shins or the block to straighten the spine. Send your tailbone away from the head. Exhale, bend the knees round the back. Tuck your chin in, lift your hips. Push through the feet. Inhale, slowly come up, knees bent. Take your time. Circle those arms around. Exhale, hands back to the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, slow-mo fold. Inhale, Ardha, just halfway. Push on that block or the shins. Try to get your spine to really lengthen like we were being stretched out. Then exhale, soft knees fold. Inhale, come up flat back, core engaged, knees bent. Beautiful. Exhale, hands back to heart. And you could just stay here, or you could do one more of those. We'll leave one foot near the front of our mat, or step one foot up to the front and the other foot back, but we'll keep them separated so they're not in a straight line. We don't want to be on a tightrope. We'll bend the front knee as we reach the arms up. And again, if your hips are forward and you're lifting out of the hips, you're getting that psoas stretch inside the hips for the legs. Then turn those palms in a little bit like you're holding a box. This is a warrior pose, so try to find your warrior strength if you can. And inhale, straighten the front leg, and exhale, slowly come down. You could stop here if your back's achy, or you could come here or find that block. Remember, it's your body, your practice, so only do what's safe for you. Keep your chin tucked in. See if you can pull the front leg hip back just a tiny, tiny bit more. And we'll find a little twist. So leave the opposite hand at the leg and begin to take the other hand away. And if you're close to someone, you can put it on their back. And we'll take our time to come out. Bend the knee. Step up. Shake that off. Switch sides. And we'll start out with Warrior One. Try to keep the back foot turned in more than out. And that's what gives us the stretch in the psoas muscle. Push into that back heel. And reach up. Good. 3 breaths, and you can look up if that feels good, or straight ahead. Inhale, straighten the leg. Take your time to travel down your front leg, keeping a small bend in the front knee. Then pull that front leg hip back a little bit. Anywhere you want to hold. You can stay up here. Anywhere but the knee. Then leave that hand there, opposite hand on the leg, and turn towards the leg. That's it. Now as we come out, we're going to leave our feet there, so we can do our last standing up pose. We're going to turn both feet in the same direction. Take it out wide for a star. And this should be a soft, gentle. Then we'll start to come forward, place the hands on the hips, and start to slide down your legs. You can get that block again, or you can just stay at the legs. If you're feeling flexy, you can come down to your shins. Let your head hang heavy, and this is where I like to do some neck work, so you can softly bend your knees and move your neck around. Sway your upper body like a clock pendulum. And we'll come into the middle, and we'll put one hand down on the ground or a block and reach the other hand up. Take your time to switch. Other hand up. Come back down, both hands down on the ground or the block. Now we'll make it about our hips and legs. So turn your big toes in a little tiny bit, if available. And slowly sit back, like you were going to fall backwards, but we don't want to fall backwards. So just sit into your hips a little backwards. Relax, 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 body, please, please, please relax. Let go. Start to come up part way. Turn those feet out now at 45 and wiggle your feet a little closer, maybe just wider than hips. We'll come up to our inner thighs for a squat. You could be here, namaste. You could come down into a deeper frog squat, watching out for your knees, making sure your knees are okay, opening your hips. And let yourself slowly melt down to your mat. And then as you come down to your mat, get in that comfortable seated pose.
Wasn't slow.
We'll do a little neck work. This I call the peace sign stretches. So peace sign stretches. So we'll take peace sign fingers on one hand, place it against the jawbone. Sit up straight, look towards the opposite shoulder. So you'll look that way. And then push your jawbone against the fingers. And this is traction. You should feel it down the side of your neck. Yeah.
I don't feel it.
Pushing your jaw against the fingers. You don't feel it. Try looking down, like and pushing against your fingers.
Where do you feel it?
And these are soft. These are subtle. They're not very big.
Okay.
Take your time to come out. You got a woodpecker. Other side, right on the bone. Look over the shoulder first, out at the horizon, then push your chin against the fingers. So we're creating traction. So you're going to that way, and push against the fingers. And then explore, like you want to look down or a little up. As you change your head, it'll change the stretch. And then we'll come back to the middle, and we'll take both our peace sign fingers right on the chin bone and sit up, look down, push your chin against your fingers. You feel that in the back of your neck? Keeping your mouth closed. And start to slowly release. And then let's just give our fingers a little reprieve. You might want to switch which leg was in the front. And now let's work on our fingers.
12:25.
25? Oh, that went by fast. Well, we're going to do exactly what we did with our toes. We're just spinning each finger a little left and right. Thank you for joining us on Facebook today. If you're able to and it feels right for you, feel free to hit me up on Venmo at Trainer Troy Yoga or PayPal me at shantitroy@gmail.com. And you can send money through Facebook Messenger as well too. So if you are blessed and you'd like to pay that forward, I would love to receive your love. Thank you. Also, check out my YouTube channel. I've been putting a lot of new content on my YouTube channel. It's always there for free. And then we bring our hands to prayer, and we let the fingers just move a little left and a little right, little left and a little right. Interlace the fingers and push them away again. Reach up, look up, sit up nice and tall. And as the hands come down, we'll come into cobbler's pose. So one of my favorite poses, but we're going to use it two different ways today. So we'll let the bottoms of the feet touch on the ground. And normally we have the feet really close to us, but for our first stretch, we're going to put those feet out far away from us, as far as they'll go. So get them really far away, and then we'll inhale, sit tall, pulling lightly on the shins, round forward, and this is more about our back. So let your head drop, let your shoulders round, let your chin tuck in, and try to feel bilaterally all the way from your sacrum, along both sides of your spine, all the way up to the back of the neck. One of the best benefits of yoga is that we work on the left side and the right side individually. So, and our back is different, and our left side and right side is different. So before you come out, what side needs something? Okay, now we'll take the same shape and we'll make it for our hips and legs. So we'll bring those feet close to us, as close as they'll go, and we'll hold on to the shins here and push lightly on the inner thighs. Now we want to sit up because it's about our hips and legs. And so I find I like the Pilates method where we inhale, relax. Then as you exhale to push down, you use all your upper body muscles too. Do that a couple times. And stay up as you push on those legs. I mean, let your legs go down, but keep your upper body up. A lot of times we round forward in this shape, but this shape is really for our legs, so we don't need to round forward here. Then we'll bring our knees a little closer together and start to make our way to laying down on our mat. Yay! It's time to lay down. Finally, right? As you come down, hug one knee in and bring your forehead up to that knee. Good back of the neck stretch. Then take that leg straight up in the air while you lay your head back down. And again, you can just lock it out and make it a big hammy stretch. You could walk up your leg, you could pull on your toe, or you could do what I call fidget and wiggle again. Number 4, one of my favorites, it's like the pigeon pose. Cross that ankle over the thigh and press lightly on the inner thigh. Half splits. So we're going to take that same leg out to the side. Bring it back in. Cross your knees. If available, grab the back of the legs and pull both of them towards you. This is one of my favorite stretches for the legs called shoelace pose. If available, you could grab opposite ankle with opposite hand like this. Then we'll take both legs out as wide as they'll go. And now we'll move into the other leg, hug that knee towards you, round up forehead to knee, stretch across shoulders and back. Let the head come down. Let's straighten our legs up. Find out what this leg needs. Maybe it's totally different than that other leg. Oh my goodness. Just ignore my old man noises. And let's bring that leg over to the side. Half splits. Number 4. Press lightly on the inner thigh. Now the temperature's nice. Right?
Uh-huh.
As you come back to the middle, hug both knees in. Maybe round up forehead to knee. Squeeze tight. Give yourself a big bear hug. As you lay the head down, loosen up the grip. Maybe hold the back of the legs. And rock a little left and right. So it seems silly and fun to rock, but it does a couple of things. Rocking soothes our nervous system. Rocking reminds the body of being in the womb. So rocking chair, rocking side to side, a hammock, all good for your stress level, your nervous system. Now if you explore where your feet are while you're rocking, if they go up higher, you can massage a little higher on your back. So it's also a great way to get a soft massage along your spine. It's always good to make sure you include twist in your yoga for digestive reasons. Slowly drop your knees to one side and look away from your knees. Now we're going to do one of my favorite leg transitions here. So take your bottom ankle and put it on the top knee. Bottom ankle, top knee, yeah. And push with that top ankle. And you might even get some vertebra to reset around the low back, around your hip, around your sacrum. Now as you unhook the ankle, take the top leg all the way across. So the bottom foot goes down and then the top leg comes over to the side. Yeah, straight. Yeah, that's it. And we'll do the same sequence on the other side. So as you roll over, knees are opposite. Opposite side, they're starting out stacked, knees together. You can look away from your knees. Bottom ankle goes on top knee and pushes lightly. Perfect. Your neck doesn't have to be frozen, it can move. Top leg over the bottom leg, straightening it out. Back to the middle, and kick both legs up in the air for your inversion. Now if you want to do shoulder stand, pop on up to shoulder stand if you want to, or you can just stay here. Do you want to do shoulder stand?
I don't know what that is.
Okay, so you would lift up your hips and walk your hands up to either side of your back.
No, I can't do that.
Yeah.
You got it.
Now as long as there's no pressure in your neck, try to lift off the hands with your legs pushing up into the sky.
Yeah.
And now one of my very favorite neck stretches, make sure it's okay with your neck and back, bend the knees towards your forehead. And slowly bring the feet overhead, minding your neck and back, towards the ground behind your head. Perfect. And maybe one hand can come off your back, or both hands, or maybe not. Big stretching. Then bend the knees whenever you want to come out so there's less pressure. And as you come down, find Shavasana.
Yay.
Yay.
My favorite part.
Yeah, so stretch out, relax. And my friends at home, I'm going to leave you in Shavasana. I'll go into a long Shavasana and stay there as long as you can. You can never do too long of a Shavasana. As you rest in Shavasana, keep focusing on how your body feels and not what your mind thinks about things. If you're at home, if you'd like to, please like and share this video, and sharing is a good way to help somebody as well. And I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful Sunday. I love you and I thank you, and namaste.